Hey, it's Scotty. I'm with BB, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about guinea pig eye injuries and a couple different medications, or you can call them treatments, or you can call them products that you can and should use to treat various eye symptoms, eye injuries, and which ones are appropriate for what situation. You're sick of me already? Okay, so there are generally two kinds of situations that require attention when it comes to guinea pig eyes. And we want to separate them into maybe your guinea pig has an irritation or something, or there is an injury. So we're talking about two different things. One would be an injury where there's actually a scratch or a cut or a hay poke, or maybe there's something in the eye that has caused it to become injured. Now, sometimes these things can all happen together. BB, okay. All right, okay, here. BB's gonna go sit on his perch down here. Okay, so the most common injury is a hay poke, where your piggy is in a pile of hay, or somehow they get hay that either brushes against their eye, scratches it, or it actually pokes, or even gets stuck inside the eye. And we see all of that at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced that. If you have experienced anything eye injury, eye related, please put your experiences in the comments below. It really helps people who are looking for more information. And if there's a product that I didn't mention in this video, or there's some course of action that you took that resolved it, let me know, because that's going to go a long way to help everybody. We want to share our information. I feel very grateful to have been volunteering at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue and a number of other small animal rescues for many, many years, and I feel it's a privilege to share what I've learned. So we've got 3 items, and we'll kind of go step by step. If you see that your guinea pig has some kind of eye issue, you want to take a look and try to assess what's happening. If you think there might be something stuck in the eye that's causing irritation, the first thing you want to do is try to flush it out, try to flush anything out. This is regular saline solution. This is what I have here. It is what I used to have listed on my care guide in the illness section. This works fine. This is basically just saline, and it's generally used to clean and store contact lenses. But it's a very harmless liquid, and it's going to be better to flush your eye out. I have used it on my own eye when I got, dust or something like that, dirt, or who knows what, blowing around out here in the desert, stuck in my eye. Just use that, just flush it out, and it works better than eye drops. If you have plain eye drops, that could work for you, but for a piggy, what you want is something like this. It has a nozzle on it that you can squirt. You can sort of see, it'll squirt at kind of a sort of a high pressure. Now, they also make something which I've swapped out for saline on my illness section, which is an eye wash. And they often have these in shops and in places where you could potentially be exposed to chemicals. And who knows, where you work, there might be an eye wash station. So an eye wash typically also comes in some kind of a container that has the ability to squirt at a sort of a high pressure. And that's what you want, so you can squirt it in your piggy's eye, and you might find that it'll flush out something that has been stuck in their eye. So an eye wash or a simple saline solution, and they come in very small bottles and they come in larger bottles. I would recommend getting a larger bottle. This is 12 ounces. You're only going to use it in an emergency situation, and it's going to last probably a long time. It's not going to go bad or anything like that. Not that I can't imagine that it would go bad. So having something like this, and by the way, this Equate is probably a Walmart brand. You can often find it at a dollar store. You can find it in any pharmacy, and the link, I'll put it in the link below, but it's in my care guide. And so there'll be a link in the description, and there are many links in my care guide. Clicking those links, they're often affiliate links. It does help me raise a little bit of extra funds to help my rescue efforts and the animals, and it doesn't add any extra cost to you. So if ever you see a link and you use it, it does help me, and I really appreciate that. So anytime you suspect there might be something stuck in the eye, this is really great. Then you want to decide, we got a power fluctuation. You want to decide, is there an injury or is there just some kind of an irritation? Now, sometimes piggies, maybe their eyes are dry for some reason. Maybe there's smoke from like a fire, a forest fire, or your piggy's eyes are just dry. Then the gel, or maybe they have some kind of illness or infection. Gel drops like this one can really help. Let's try to focus on this. Can you see that? Okay, so this is genteel tears, and it's really kind of a gel kind of, it's a liquid, but it's more viscous than a regular like eye drop that would be watery. This is kind of a slimy, and it goes and it coats the eye and it protects the eye. So if your piggy's eyes are dry, then you can use this. Now, sometimes especially right after you cut your piggy's nails, oftentimes they scratch, and if their nails are freshly cut and there's a sharp edge, incidentally, you can use an emery board or a nail file to cut that down. But if you haven't, or for some reason they may have scratched themselves, or they have a hay poke and you can see something, or if the eye has gotten cloudy, then I would recommend terramycin ointment. This is a little pricey compared to these drops, but you want to really have all of these in your emergency kit, because if you wake up or you come home and your piggies have something wrong with their eye, you don't want to be scrambling. This is harder to find. You can sometimes find it at a Tractor Supply or places like that. Your vet might even be able to prescribe it to you, but the chances of you getting it within an hour, are pretty low. So this is something you want to have in your emergency kit. You may never even need it, and that's great. That's what, it's like an insurance policy. Maybe you never need it, but it's really great to have on hand. You don't want to use a regular antibiotic ointment. Those are for cuts and for wounds, but something for the eye, you're going to want to use terramycin. And let's see. This says for animal use only. Does it say something about in the eye only? This is what we've been using at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue and a number of other rescues that I've worked with. So it looks like this. It's just a little thing, and it will last a long time. Some people have said, oh, once you open it, it only is good for a couple months. I think if you keep it clean, maybe it's expired or whatever, but I wouldn't actually worry about that. But if you're more comfortable, once you use it and after a couple months, get a new one. It's a small price to pay. Maybe it's $15, $20. Small price to pay for saving your guinea pig's eye. And a lot of eye injuries can be really horrific. We've seen guinea pigs' eyes bulge up and then kind of pop out even, and then a day or two later, they kind of suck back in and go back to normal. Or sometimes they'll get extremely cloudy, completely cloudy cover over, and then a day or two later, they start being less cloudy. And with regular antibiotic ointment, even if you don't do anything, oftentimes they'll heal very, very well. But I would definitely recommend something, depending on what the illness is. You want to treat it with something. You want to prevent that eye from drying out, especially if it bulges out and pops out. You really want to prevent that from drying out. And the difference between this antibiotic and the gel, I called my vet and specifically asked what situation would I use terramycin versus these drops. And you can use them together if you need to. I would wait. If I'm treating with this, it's going to have the same lubricating effect as this. But anytime the eye has a scratch or a chance of infection, you want to go for the terramycin because it has an antibiotic, so it's going to help fight or prevent infection. So there you go. These are 3 things that I would definitely keep in my emergency kit. Now, if you don't want the saline, you can use the eye wash, but definitely something to flush the eye, something to lubricate the eye, and something to prevent infection and promote healing of the eye. So these are the 3 things. Let me know in the comments if there's something that you've used that's been helpful that I didn't mention. And please let me know any situation that you've had where your guinea pig had an eye injury and what was the outcome, because your knowledge and your experience can make us all better piggy parents, and it can give us a little bit of peace of mind and knowing what to expect in the case of an injury. And please, don't be that person who watches this video and then doesn't have these things in their emergency kit, because the second you need it and you don't have it, you're going to be like, oh, I should have got it. It's just like guinea pig insurance. It's just like everything in our emergency kit. While you're thinking of it, do it. And if you haven't started building your emergency kit, now is a wake-up call. If you just put, you get this 1 week, you get this another week, these are not very expensive items, for the cost of like a coffee, you get this. You cook your meals at home, you buy hay in bulk, you use my discounts for buying pellets and hay and things like that online, and the links that I use, I'm trying to find the most value. I'm trying to find the best deals, and that's what a lot of those links are things that you're not going to waste your money, but the best value and ways to save time, because time is money also. So don't think, oh, I can't afford to have an emergency. You can't afford not to set up an emergency kit, because preventing disasters, preventing illnesses, preventing injuries, and acting before they get worse is actually going to save you a lot of money at the vet if you have to go. So, and a lot of times these eye injuries don't require a vet. So there you go. If you can catch these injuries early, I would not, if I saw my piggy's eye was cloudy and it appeared like a scratch, I would use the terramycin ointment. I'd wait 24 hours, and if I didn't start to see improvement, then I would go to the vet. But if you do see improvement, if you can catch it right away and you can treat it with the terramycin ointment, you don't need to go to a vet. There you go. I just saved you a couple $100. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, I've got tons of videos like this trying to save you time, money, teach proper care, share everything that I've learned volunteering at the LA Guinea Pig Rescue and rescues all up and down California, and working with rescues all around the country and all around the world, and listening to you guys, answering your emails, getting the feedback, and listening to the experiences that you guys have had. That's how I continue to learn, and I hope you'll continue to learn with me. All right, I've rambled enough, so until next time, thank you guys for watching. I will put my entire care playlist right here. Anytime there's a video that has something to do with guinea pig care, or items that help you with guinea pig care, it goes in there. This will probably also go in the illness playlist, where we talk about actually common illnesses, ways to treat them, and a lot of vet visits that I have to take my piggies on and things like that. So check that out, and until next time, thanks for watching.